Okay, welcome to our creative writing mentoring project that we're running this year with Goldsmiths and a number of schools: Forest Hill, Stepney Green, Hampstead School, Beal High School, Plumstead Manor and Deptford Green. Thank you for agreeing to take part. It may be that more schools join us as we go on this exciting journey. Alright, our goal is to publish an anthology in July 2017, collecting the best work together. Talk more about the work in a minute. We're going to encourage brilliant creative writing, which is about the students' lives, their interests, their passions. Last year, we published this anthology, My Dreams, My World, and it was very successful. Various schools took part, and this year we're going to do a similar thing. You can buy that on Amazon if you're interested in having a look at it, or your teacher may be able to give you a copy for you to look at. It's full of interesting stuff. Right, the topics for this year are these, but the title that we're going to have is My Stories, My Life, or My Life, My Stories, I beg your pardon. And these are the topics we were thinking of having for this book: words I will never forget, my favourite objects, reminders, when it all kicked off, my earliest memory, I wish I could return, stories my family loves to tell, I'll always be grateful too. Now, we're giving you those topics now because you could start collecting notes, start talking to people, getting some ideas for these sorts of things, collecting objects, photographs, just generally get moving, because what we'll do is they will be the chapter headings. And if you look at the anthology we did last year, we had chapter headings for that. Last year it was a bit trickier because we didn't actually have any set topics to begin with. They just sort of emerged, and we want to make it more specific this year. Right, let's get started. Can you have a go at doing the first bit of the anthology now? It doesn't matter if you get it wrong, if it's not perfect, you can always change it later on, but let's get started. So I'm going to suggest words I will never forget, and I've written down a few words to prompt you. Don't. This is something I'll talk about in a few minutes. Well done, any praise. You could talk or write a poem, a story about a particular thing you did really well, or someone who is special to you saying something nice like well done, and it really meant a lot to you and it really made you feel good. Idiot, or variations on idiot. Most of us remember certain points in our lives, don't we, with people have said to us we're dumb, we're stupid. It's quite traumatic to think about that, but often it can produce quite good poems, stories, diary entries. Remember, all of this can be made up, so don't worry about specifically talking about yourself. My life, my stories means that the stories are connected to your life. They do not have to be specifically name yourself, okay? We'll make that clear in the introduction. It's just that your life is a starting point for the stories. Goodbye. Often you can get some wonderful stories about memorable goodbyes of people going off somewhere on a trip, or even, more sadly, people dying. And then you're the one, sort of someone saying to you, you are the special person in my life for various reasons. It could be for romantic reasons, it could be a family reason, it could be winning a prize, it could be being picked for a particular team. Think about that one. Anyway, I'm going to suggest what you need to do first of all is spider diagram things. Jot everything down you know about this. Think about, for example, if you're going to choose don't as a word, you might want to think about teachers who say don't do that, the rules, regulations that are saying you can't behave in this particular way. Spider diagram your thoughts on that. Caregivers, accidents, you'll get run over if you do this, your parent might frequently say, or don't treat your sister like this, and it may be that you've had an accident that you've learnt not to do something. friends who've advised you not to do things, don't do something. Now, that is sort of a way of triggering thoughts. So when you start your creative writing, you want to sort of trigger all the thoughts you can. And then, you might want to choose your form for what you're going to write. You're going to write a poem, a play script, a story, a recollection, or a diary entry. Have to think about what sort of form you're going to have your work take. And then just have a go at free writing. That is, just write whatever comes to mind to begin with. Don't worry. The only rule is you keep writing, even if it's blah, 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 blah. And see if your teacher or tutor can sort of encourage you just to take a moment to be disciplined, just keep writing. You switch off the critic in your head, okay? This is not the classroom where you're writing for GCSE. This is a place to be free. You can discuss things as well. Don't worry too much. And then when you've had a go at your free writing, review it yourself. You don't have to show it to anyone, but you could review it and have a read of other people's pieces, have a read of other books that might be related to it, and then kind of research and get feedback. Be proud that you've written something, just be proud of that. Reward yourself in some sort of way. Buy a sweet or something. This is just for you, these sorts of pieces of writing. Get a notebook and then go back to your piece maybe next week and have a go at rewriting it, or if you're really pleased with it, you can just email it off to me, because I would like to collect the pieces as they come in. I'm going to suggest a deadline of the 5th of December for the words issue that we've just gone through, and I will collect a folder together and start working with other postgraduate students who will come in hopefully to schools and work with you a bit later on, not this term but in the following term or the term after that, and that is a process that is being worked upon. So thank you very much.